Beings of light, all of us, at some point in our lives, have experienced that constant restlessness, the mind that never seems to rest. It's as if we're always searching for something, but we can never find peace. The story of Hero, a young man from a small village surrounded by gentle hills, is a reflection of many of us. He was known for his restless mind, always thinking, analyzing, worried about what had happened and what could happen. His mind was full, but his soul was deeply empty. Hero spent his days trying to find clarity, but he felt as if he were lost in the whirlwind of his own thoughts. The fear of the future, the memories of the past, and the anxiety of the present consumed him. He knew he needed something more, something beyond the agitation of his mind. That was when he heard about a Zen master who lived in the distant mountains. This master, they said, held the secret to finding true inner peace. A peace that didn't come from circumstances, but from something deeper and unchanging. Intrigued, Hero decided to follow his heart and embark on a journey. A journey not only to find the master, but to truly discover what was necessary to silence his mind and bring peace to his being. With each step, Hero felt the weight of his thoughts diminishing, but he knew the real challenge was still ahead. Upon reaching the top of the mountain, he understood that this journey would be more than a simple quest for external wisdom. It was the beginning of a deep and transformative path. The master awaited him, and Hero knew he carried the key to a far greater understanding than he had ever imagined. When Hero reached the top of the mountain, he found the Zen master sitting with a serenity that seemed to transcend time itself. His eyes were closed, his breathing soft and calm, as if he were part of the very wind that blew through the hills. Hero, with his anxious heart and mind full of expectations, approached with reverence and humbly asked, "Master, my mind is a whirlwind of thoughts. I'm here to learn how to empty it, to find the peace that constantly escapes me. Please, teach me." The master slowly opened his eyes and with a serene smile replied, "To empty your mind, you must first learn to empty your heart of the weight it carries." What he said seemed simple, but something in the master's tone indicated that this simplicity carried unfathomable depth. The master then led Hero to a small courtyard where there was a quiet garden and a stone basin, filled to the brim with crystal-clear water. With a calm gesture, the master picked up a ladle and dipped it into the basin, removing a portion of water. "Your challenge, Hero," he said, "is simple. You must empty this basin, transferring all the water into this small container, without spilling a single drop." Hero looked at the large basin and then at the small container in his hands. How could he, with a simple ladle, empty such a large and full basin? He began the task, determined, but soon exhaustion and frustration began to take over his heart. Hours passed, and he still hadn't managed to empty even half of the basin. Every time he removed water, it seemed the basin became even fuller. His mind, filled with despair, became more restless with each failed attempt. He began to wonder why the task seemed impossible, and frustration consumed his soul. The master observed everything in silence, with an expression of compassion. Finally, he approached Hero and gently placed a hand on his shoulder. "Hero," the master said softly, "you are trying with all your might. But there is something fundamental you have forgotten. You cannot empty the basin while your mind is full of thoughts of frustration and fear. First, you must empty your mind." The master's words echoed in Hero like a deep sigh of revelation. He looked at the master, confused, and asked, "But master, how can I empty my mind? How do I let go of everything that torments me?" The master smiled calmly and said, "Let go of your fears, your worries, your expectations. The only way to empty the basin is to be present in the moment, without clinging to what was or what will be. It is not effort that empties the mind, it is detachment." Those words touched Hiro's heart deeply. He realized that what prevented him from achieving peace was not the task itself, but the emotional weight he carried with him. With a deep breath, he began to release control, to let go of thoughts of frustration and fear. He focused only on the simple action before him, filling the ladle and pouring the water. As time passed, he began to feel lighter. Each movement became more fluid, more natural. The pressure he felt to complete the task was softened by the acceptance of the present moment. And, when he least expected it, the basin began to empty peacefully and effortlessly. That moment of deep realization was the key to what the master wanted to teach him. Hiro realized that, to find peace, he needed to stop fighting his own thoughts and simply be. True peace does not come from incessant effort, but from accepting that the present moment is all that truly matters. At the moment Hiro stopped fighting his mind and began to live fully in the present, something wonderful happened. He realized that peace was not something to be achieved or forced, but rather something that had always been there, waiting to be recognized. The simple task of transferring water from the basin to the small container was no longer a burden, but a quiet dance with the present moment. When Hiro finally finished, the last drop of water was poured with such ease that he remained silent, observing the now full little bowl. His heart was light, his mind serene. He looked at the Zen master with gratitude and understanding. "Master, I understand," he said. "Peace does not come from the effort to control the mind, but from accepting the moment as it is." The master, with his serene smile, replied, "Yes, Hiro. When you empty your mind of worries, fears, and desires, you create space for the flow of life. You become one with the moment, and, when that happens, everything you need comes to you. True peace resides within you, and the mind, when not disturbed by incessant desire, becomes a reflection of universal calm." Hiro felt a wave of gratitude flood his being. He had spent so much time trying to control everything around him, believing that only then would he find peace. But in truth, he only needed to learn to let go, to trust in the flow of life, and to allow things to happen naturally. He understood that peace did not depend on external circumstances, but on his own inner state. This revelation was the key to a new way of living. Before saying goodbye, the master gave him one last piece of advice. "Now that you have found peace within yourself, carry it with you. Do not keep it only for yourself. The peace you have found must be shared with the world, for it is in this sharing that it grows. Life is not about seeking something outside of yourself, but about living what already resides within you." Hiro descended the mountain with a light heart, full of gratitude and a new understanding of himself. With each step, he felt the presence of peace that was now rooted in his being. He knew that, although the world around him was still restless, he could remain steady, like a calm river that flows without worrying about the obstacles in its path. Beloved ones, just like Hiro, we all carry within us the ability to find peace. Often, the restlessness of the mind and the challenges of life make us believe that peace is something we must achieve, but it is always within us, waiting to be recognized. True wisdom comes when we learn to live in the present moment, letting go of control and allowing life to flow. I invite you to reflect on this journey. How can you begin to let go of control and allow peace to flow into your life? What fears or worries do you need to release in order to live fully in the now? Share your reflections in the comments, and together, let us continue the walk toward inner peace.